Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about types of milling cutters. So let us first discuss what a milling cutter is. A milling cutter is a multi-point cutting tool that is used in milling machines. It has numerous advantages over a single point cutting tool in terms of machining. We can classify a milling cutter into various categories, but so as to not make things complicated, I will be discussing about 9 types of milling cutters that I have mentioned in the thumbnail of this video. So let's begin. So let us first discuss about plane milling cutters. So what are plane milling cutters? Plane milling cutters, they are cylindrical in shape. They have teeth cut out on the periphery and not on the side. So as there is no teeth on the side, cutting action from the side isn't possible. They are used for making flat surfaces, which is parallel to the rotation of the spindle. And this plane milling cutter is divided into 3 categories. They are first, light duty plane milling cutter. As the name suggests, light duty means it is used for light production works. So here in light duty plane milling cutter, the teeth, they are relatively small in size. And this light duty plane milling cutter, it is used for making key slots and for slot milling. Then comes heavy duty plane milling cutter. It is also known as coarse tooth milling cutter. As the name suggests, it is used for heavy duty production works. And here the structure is that the teeth, they are larger in size, and also the teeth, they are less in quantity on the periphery. So because of these 2 factors, the chip accommodation between the teeth is more. So this allows this milling cutter to take deeper cuts. Then the last one is helical plane milling cutter. Here in helical plane milling cutter, the helix angle of the teeth ranges from 45 degrees to 60 degrees. 45 degrees to 60 degrees. And here, this is used for profile milling because it provides smooth cutting action. Let us now discuss about side milling cutters. As compared to plane milling cutters, these side milling cutters, they have teeth on their periphery as well as on both of their sides. They are used for various functions, but first let us discuss about 2 different kinds of side milling cutters. The first one is plane side milling cutter. This plane side milling cutter, it has teeth on its periphery as well as on both of their sides. It is used for face milling and for cutting slots. The second one is staggered tooth side milling cutter. This staggered tooth side milling cutter, it is used for cutting deeper slots as compared to plane side milling cutter, and it is also used for staggered milling operation. The structure of staggered tooth is in such a way that the cutting edges of the teeth, they are first of all located in an helical way, and also they are located in an alternate fashion. Like for instance, if the cutting edge of a particular tooth is located on the front side, then the cutting edge of the second tooth which is very next to the first one, it is located on the opposite side. So such is the structure of staggered tooth milling cutter, staggered tooth side milling cutter. Let's discuss about face mills. So these face mills, they usually have a large diameter and they are used for facing operations. Facing operations are done on large flat surfaces of a workpiece, and this facing operations, it is precursor to other milling operations. We can see a diagram here. It is from our workshop of a face mill. We can see here multiple carbide inserts, and these carbide inserts, they keep on getting replaced after they are worn out after multiple milling operations. Let us discuss about fly cutters. So these fly cutters, they are rotary tools that have single point cutting tools with them. These fly cutters, they are attached to the spindle using a tool adapter, or arbor mechanism is used. These fly cutters, while using these fly cutters, a very low amount of feed must be given. These fly cutters, they are primarily used for machining large flat workpieces, and it is also used for providing very high quality of surface finish. These fly cutters, in many ways, they prove to be much better than a face mill. First is, a fly cutter, it is comparatively very cheap as compared to a face mill. Then these fly cutters, they can be used on those milling machines which do not have a high amount of spindle power, and in those kind of milling machines where we don't have a high amount of spindle power, face mills cannot be used. Then the utmost reason is that using a fly cutter, we can provide a very high amount of a greater surface quality finish, which cannot be provided using a face mill. The reason is, a fly cutter, it has a single point cutting tool, and thus it just has a single cutting point. Whereas in case of face mills, in order to adjust the cutting edges at the same level, we need a high level of precision. That means a greater amount of work needs to be put upon that tool to make it like that, and thus it becomes more expensive. So in order to be more cost efficient, a fly cutter is used, but the disadvantage of using a fly cutter over face mill is that we cannot remove large amount of materials from fly cutter as we can do from a face mill. Now let us discuss about end mill cutters. So what are these end mill cutters? They are generally less than 6 inches in diameter, and these end mill cutters, they have cutting teeth on their end side as well as on their periphery. These end mill cutters, they are generally used for light milling operations, like for machining narrow flat surfaces or for machining smaller circular holes. And these light end mill cutters, they are fixed on the spindle with the help of tool adapters. They are of two types. The first one is solid end mill. Here the cutter and the shank, they exist together. And the second type is shell end mill. Here the cutter and the shank, they exist separately. We can even classify an end mill beyond solid and end type. So let us classify it according to shape. So according to shape, I'm going to mention about three types of end mills: square end mill, roughing end mill, and ball end mill. So first one is square end mill. Here we can see the diagram here how a square end mill looks. So we can utilize its shape to create sharp edges on the bottom of pockets and slots. Then comes roughing end mill. Again the diagram of roughing end mill. So by looking at the diagram, we can see here that there are serrations upon the teeth, and these serrations, because of these serrations, roughing end mill can remove large amount of material comparatively. And the drawback of using roughing end mill is that it produces a rough surface finish, and it produces small discontinuous chips which are difficult to manage. Then the third one is ball end mill. It is the strongest type of end mill, and we can see a diagram here how a ball end mill looks. So we can utilize its shape to create radius on the bottom of pockets and slots. Then there are center type and non-center type end mills. So how can we differentiate between these two? center type end mills, here we can see a diagram, again a diagram. The flutes, they go and meet at a point, which is the center. And in case of non-center type end mill, we can see hollowness at the center. So when there is some emptiness or hollowness at the center, it comes under non-center type of end mill. And when there isn't any emptiness or hollowness, when the flutes come and meet at the center, then it is center type end mill. Then what are flutes? Let me first say, flutes are deep spherical grooves on the milling tool that are used for two purposes. First one is chip formation and second one is chip evacuation. So it is very essential to know how much flutes are there in that milling tool, in that end mill tool, because it plays a great role. So there can be two flute end mill, 3 flute end mill, 4 flute end mill, and even beyond that. So let us first discuss about two flute end mill, 2 flutes end mill, because it is plural. Then in case of 2 flutes end mill, here since there are 2 flutes, there is going to be more space between these 2 flutes, so it is able to remove large amount of material. And when there is large amount of material removal, the surface quality, it isn't that good, it isn't that of a high quality. Then we are coming to 4 flutes end mill. Since there are 4 flutes, so the space between the flutes are less, and the material removal is less. And when the material removal is less, it is used for high quality surface finish of the workpiece. And speaking of the 3 flutes end mill, the properties of it are intermediate between 2 flutes and 4 flutes, and so we can guess for what are the properties of 5 flutes and 6 flutes end mill. Now let us come to T-slot milling cutter. So these T-slot milling cutters, they are special kind of end mills that are used for producing T-slots, and these T-slot milling cutters, they have teeth on their periphery as well as on both of their sides. Let us now discuss about angular milling cutter. So you can see the diagram here, how an angular milling cutter looks. Here the cutting teeth are neither parallel nor perpendicular to the cutting axis, but instead they are at an angle to it. Then these angular milling cutters, they are used for making serrations, for making V-notches, for milling threads, and also for making angular surfaces. And these angular milling cutters, they are also used for machining inclined surfaces or some angular surfaces, or machining helical grooves or some bevels. Then this angular milling cutter is of 2 types. The first one is single angle type, single angle milling cutter. So it is called. Here the cutting teeth are in such a way that the machining operation can happen from one side only. You can see the diagram here, that the cutting action can happen only from one side, and it can be either right or left. See, we can see the diagram here, either it is right or left. And the cutting teeth in this single angle milling cutter, they are at 30 degrees, 45 degrees or 60 degrees. And the second type is double angle milling cutter. Here the cutting teeth, they are at an angle of 90 degrees, 45 degrees or 60 degrees. Here, unlike single angle milling cutter, the cutting teeth, the machining operation can happen from both the sides. See, we can see how a double angle milling cutter looks. The 3 of them, they are of a same double angle milling cutter. Then we can see from both the sides machining can take place. So that's all for angular milling cutter. Let's proceed to form milling cutters. So what are these form milling cutters? these foam milling cutters, the cutting edges of this foam milling cutter, they resemble the same shape or they have the same form of the profile that they are going to machine upon the workpiece. In simpler terms, the cutting edges of this foam milling cutter, it is of the same form or of the same shape of the profile. Profile means the size or the dimension that needs to be machined upon the workpiece. This foam milling cutter, it may have positive, negative or zero rake angle. And this foam milling cutter, it is used for machining of smaller parts, and it is mainly of three types: concave, you can see the diagram here, then convex, again a diagram here, then gear tooth. The specialty of this gear tooth foam milling cutter is that the cutting edge of this gear tooth, it is same as the space between the teeth of the gears that it is going to produce. Let's discuss about dovetail cutters. As the name suggests, a dovetail cutter is used for carving out dovetails on the workpieces, and we can see two diagrams here so that you can get an idea how a dovetail cutter looks and how it works. Here ends my video about types of milling cutters. I have explained about every milling cutter that I have mentioned in the thumbnail of this video. So do like my video, comment down your doubts and share my videos to the one who require it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Thank you.